What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Joseph. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here, hit the share, subscribe. Let's get it popping. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to be doing Playback TV tonight. Make sure you guys tune in to my Playback channel. Shout out to my boy Bolt for signing up for his membership as well. If you guys want to get a membership for the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast, y'all can do so on the YouTube page, man. But Playback TV, I do play-by-play commentary for the NBA. I'll be doing the Clippers and the Bulls tonight on the show. And I hope that y'all pull up and y'all actually subscribe to that page. No free of charge. You get a chance to just hear your boy on play-by-play. Very entertaining stuff, how I call the games out. But let's get it going. All right, so last night, the Lakers and the Mavericks faced each other. And the Lakers were able to prevail 99-107. The first game between the two teams ever since the Luka Doncic Anthony Davis trade that took place a little less than a month ago. So I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on what I think. I have no dog in this race. Let me just make sure I put that out there. I'm just going simply based off what I see. So I'm watching ESPN last night. I'm watching some of the clips after the game. I'm watching some of the highlights. I'm watching the game, and then I watch the post-game commentary. And they say in the headlines, Luka Doncic's triple-double outbeats the Mavericks, right? Luka Doncic had 19 points last night. I think 12 rebounds and 11 assists, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going off the top of my head. But I know he had 19 points. He didn't crack 20. Yesterday, when I was hearing before the game, was that he was going to score 50 points or something of that token. That didn't happen. LeBron James led all scorers with 27 points. Now, here's the thing. I watched the game. I'm watching, the game, what's going on. I'm noticing something. First of all, I noticed all three centers for the Mavericks didn't play. I'm noticing that the Lakers are going to the rim at ease with Austin Reeves, with LeBron James, with Luka Doncic at ease. No resistance. All three of their bigs are out there. They're playing with Dwight Powell as their starter, right? They got PJ Washington as their four. They have Najee Marshall. They have, guys like Klay Thompson. They got Kyrie Irving. And the Lakers are full strength. They have nobody missing. Now, that's why I was looking at it as like, okay, I felt the Lakers were going to somehow just beat the brakes off the Mavericks. That didn't happen. Now, y'all know what I said a few weeks back. When the trade happened, the first day before the game the trade even went down, I said the Mavericks won this trade by a landslide because they got a fully built team. Now, they have defense all over the place. I'm talking about interior and exterior. They got defense with Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford in that paint. And they got perimeter defense as well with Klay Thompson, who is still a good help side defender, even though he's not what he was before. And Kyrie Irving, who's a good on-ball defender. We've seen that in the playoffs last year against the Clippers. Y'all have to excuse my camera. Got the sunlight in here. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah. They have, good defense, pretty much everywhere. Max Christie coming off the bench, very good defender, the Lakers' best defender on the perimeter. They traded away for Luka Doncic. So a lot of things were going on that showed me to be like the Mavericks just basically top to bottom have the better team. Their outside shooting, I thought Klay Thompson, he's still there. They still got, Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench is a good scorer. Of course, Kyrie Irving is an electric scorer. Anthony Davis is a great two-way player who can score 25 and still give you 2-3 blocks a game with 11 rebounds. Impactful. Just everything. Now, the only position I think the Mavericks are kind of weak at is that small forward position. Well, actually, no, because PJ Washington is going to move to that position. So he's a very good 3-and-D player as well. So, like I said, they're stacked everywhere. So they don't really have any weaknesses to their team, right? And you heard what the GM said, that he thinks defense wins championships. And I totally agree. If you look throughout history, defense amongst the best teams of all time, they were great defensively, right? They always had either a top 5 defense or they had something close to it where other players were coming along with them, right? And that's why I say if you look at the Mavericks team as a whole, and now they're coached by Jason Kidd, who was a great two-way point guard himself, arguably one of the top 5 point guards of all time. He played defense. Nico Harrison, GM, said he preached defense. And that's what they're going to hang their hat on. But the thing is, they just don't have defense. They have good electric scoring. You look at the Lakers game yesterday. You saw the Lakers have guys who are good scorers. Of course, LeBron's a very good scorer. Luka Doncic is an electric scorer. Austin Reeves is a very good scorer. You got good to great scorers. And you got, good length on that team, right? At the wing position. Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt. They got rid of Christian Wood, of course. But if you look at their team, they got some scrappy defenders as well. But their defense ain't what the Mavericks defense is. You trade away your best defender and your second best defender on the perimeter. You got rid of those two guys. They went to the team that, you guys have to deal with in the West. And I think that was the biggest part of the trade. And you brought in Luka Doncic, who's going to be electric scoring the ball. But this is something else I saw yesterday in the game. In the second and third quarter, especially, Luka and LeBron, when they didn't have their teams, that's when they were most effective. When they were on the court together, that's when they were most effective. And that's what's going to have to happen. One of them got to take a back seat because, see, essentially, you got two guys at that level who play make and score at the same time, at the same rate, the same way. It's a difficult spot JJ Redick falls in because he has to find a way to properly manage their minutes where they're not stepped on each other's toes. Because, like I said yesterday, Luka Doncic ain't scoring at will like he was with the Dallas Mavericks. He doesn't have the ball like he did with the Dallas Mavericks. See, with Dallas, there was Kyrie Irving, as good as he is, which I'm going to talk about him in a minute. He led all scores with 36 points, and he was the best player on the court, in my personal opinion. But Luka this ain't his team. It should be his team, but you guys can still see LeBron James is still somewhat riding the front seat. He having to basically give up, he doesn't want to give up his seat to Luka Doncic, which is, to me, crazy. And to me shows, and I'm going to keep saying it, he ain't a top 5 player, bro. Let me tell you something. When Luka Doncic when LeBron James knows he needs something, he's going to give up the back seat to somebody. If you look at his career, look at guys like Kyrie Irving. When he had Kyrie Irving in Cleveland, he knew how valuable Kyrie Irving is. See, LeBron ain't stupid. He knows how valuable Kyrie Irving is. So whether you want to give up your spot or not, you need this dude right next to you because you ain't gonna win. He makes you look good. He hits the tough shots. He knows he's the closer on the team. Something that you're not, something that you're up and down with. He brings to you. Anthony Davis is a great all-around player, great defensive player, great offensive player. He takes the burden off of LeBron James. He knows he needs him. Which, by the way, shout out to Ticket TV. I don't think that LeBron James initiated this trade to get Luka Doncic. I think this was somewhat Rob Pelinka's doing, which actually tells a lot. He may like how Luka Doncic plays because it reminds me of him, but it doesn't mean he knows how. It doesn't mean he wanted to play with him. He didn't ask to trade away Anthony Davis because, once again, LeBron James is a smart, calculated person. He knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it. And there's nothing that Luka Doncic brings that LeBron James needs. They both are essentially the same person, even though LeBron is, about 15 years Luka's senior. He's still faster than him. He still gets up down the court faster than him. He still jumps higher than him. He does everything. He's stronger than him. He still has all the physical intangibles that's over Luka Doncic. He don't need him for defensive purposes. So that's why I say, when you got these media pundits coming in talking about he was going to drop 50 points yesterday, this is what I'm realizing what the media is doing to a lot of viewers, why they keep saying that this guy's, this, that, and the other. And when I keep saying that Luka Doncic ain't top 5, he ain't this, that, I get the hate card. But when you guys really continuously watch over and over, and as the years continue, I'm going to see what I'm talking about. He is nothing more than another white, right-handed version of James Harden. So if y'all hate off of James Harden, I don't see how y'all can sit up there and love Luka Doncic. It's pretty much the same story. That style is not going to win you a championship. Again, I don't have a horse in this. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. The media, just like LeBron James, are going to shove Luka Doncic down y'all throats. Mavs weren't even completely healthy yesterday. They didn't have none of their rim protectors. None of their best defenders inside were, they still, in my personal opinion, Mavs threw that game last night, especially Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie had 36 points. Nobody could stay in front of him. And this is the issue they're going to face when teams are fully healthy in that backcourt. Kyrie Irving, they're going to have to guard guards like Kyrie Irving, like SGA, you know what I'm saying, like Ja Morant, right? You know what I'm saying, in that backcourt. Because, again, Luka and Austin Reeves' backcourt ain't guarding nobody. They're not stopping nobody. Now, people going to say this is just one game. Okay, well, if it's just one game, then if the Lakers would have lost, that game, people would have made excuses for Luka. I'm telling y'all, Luka Doncic, I don't see why people think he's not the media darling. I think he's a great guy off the court. But once again, I'm talking about just simply basketball. None of that stuff matters when we're talking about between them lines. And between them lines, bro, there's players in the league who are better than this guy. At full strength that I would take. I'll take Nikola Jokic. I'll take Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'll take Jason Tatum. I'm going to make a video about him as well. I'll take Kawhi Leonard. I'll take SGA. Now, that's just 5, and I'll leave it at that, but they keep bringing up the 5-time All-NBA first team, bro. Here's the thing. James Harden was, if you look at a stretch from about 2017 to about 2020, James Harden was getting more of those same accolades over Steph Curry, where he was All-NBA first team 4 years in a row over Steph Curry. No one was putting out there that James Harden was a better player because Steph Curry kept winning them championships, right? I see the same thing with this Luka Doncic hype. Y'all look at the numbers, the stats, and then the media votes for these awards who don't know little to nothing about the game, who I'm just, looking at. They don't even watch. They don't have time to watch. They're so busy with so many other different things and so many other different ventures. They don't have time to sit down and watch the games, right? That's what people understand. It's not that they don't want to watch. They don't have time. Guys like Stephen A. Smith don't have time to sit there and watch a game all day. They don't have time for that. So they come out there and just probably pull up a stat sheet and say this person had 25, 10, and 12. Oh, he had a great game. Not realizing different pockets of the game, actually analyzing when those points were scored, when those rebounds were scored, were they impactful points? They don't ask them the question. Nobody says, okay, well, nobody says, ask these questions to them. That's why I try my best to make sure I do a service for y'all to make sure to watch the game, because I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about and I give y'all this information. Luka Doncic was not the best player on the court last night. That was Kyrie Irving, and that's why the Mavericks chose Kyrie Irving or Luka Doncic. Want to be real about it, and I'm telling you, I saw this last year. I know I said what I said about Kyrie Irving last year. I never disrespected him as a basketball player, but all I said last year is that he had to show me and prove to me they were about basically what he said. But I've always knew Kyrie Irving was a killer ever since he was in Cleveland. But he's shown to be even more than that. He's being a leader. Like, if you look at the Mavericks right now, I'm watching how he's playing and how he's, bringing up his teammates. And I think that's why Jason Kidd saw him more of a better, fit for this team than Luka. If it was switched and Kyrie had LeBron last night and Luka Doncic was by himself with the Mavericks, they would have got killed. They would have got absolutely destroyed, because you got Kyrie Irving and LeBron. They don't step on each other's toes. They can play with each other. Luka and LeBron bro, this ain't going to work. Now you got Kendrick Perkins talking about they going to go to the finals. Bro, once they start getting the hell beat out of them, as we approach closer to the playoffs, and they get beat by either the Mavs, the Nuggets, the OKC Thunder, I'm gonna say I'm gonna wait and see. We play the Lakers 2 more times. I'm gonna wait and see how we look against them. But it is a little bit different when Luka plays us, where he has some type of, he wants to try to go off on us. So that might be a game where Luka and LeBron, where they can possibly play with each other a little bit better. But that's still out for debate. We're tied 1-1 with them right now. When Luka's by himself is when the Lakers are going to truly take off. But the problem is LeBron James don't want to leave. He don't want to go nowhere. So right now, they're somewhat of in a very, go ahead. They're in a difficult situation. But nothing surprised me. Nothing impressed me about that win last night over the Mavericks. Some people going to call this hating. I'm calling it truth telling. Because if Luka had 50 points, y'all would have come out here talking about how great he is. We got to start putting players and holding them accountable and putting them, where they need to be put. But until next time, I respectfully say pull up, see, pull up, check, pull out. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.